what this feeling is. I don't know what this feeling is. It's crazy.
I don't feel safe trying to exit this area right now.
This whole house is gone, guys.
Venturing into the woods alone at night can be terrifying, but what happens when you encounter someone or something you'd rather never meet? Tonight, we're diving into the 6 most disturbing camping encounters ever recorded. These clips will make you think twice about ever stepping into the woods alone again. Let's delve straight into this first disturbing encounter. On November 11th, 2022, a TikTok account named Horse Noise Productions shared a chilling video. Known for posting eerie, unexplained footage allegedly captured in homes or apartments, the account typically features random haunted encounters. However, this particular video stood out. It documented the unsettling experience of 2 boys who had rented an Airbnb for the weekend. As soon as night fell, a series of terrifying events began to unfold. It all began in the bedroom, where something far more disturbing unfolded behind the curtains. As if something unseen was moving just beyond the fabric, watching, waiting. A section of the curtain suddenly jutted forward, as if pushed by an unseen force. In that moment, it felt unmistakably like someone was standing just behind them. But when they checked, no one was there. As one of the boys slowly backed away from the window, a subtle movement in the corner of the room caught his eye, something he hadn't noticed before.
What is that? Do you guys hear this shit? What is that?
As he slowly stepped out of the room, a chilling sound echoed through the air. Loud, anguished screams of a woman, as if she were crying in despair. He couldn't pinpoint the source, but with every step forward, the cries grew louder, more distorted, and disturbingly unnatural. To this day, no one knows who or what was behind the curtain, or the source of those haunting cries. The 2 boys were never heard from again. Whatever happened that night may have left them too shaken to ever speak of it, or to ever book an Airbnb again. Some mysteries, it seems, are best left unsolved. Driving down a deserted road late at night can evoke a deep sense of unease, but what happens when the road itself is infamous for paranormal activity? This footage might make you reconsider ever pulling over on a lonely stretch of highway after dark. Meet Lamar, the investigator behind the channel Paranormal Discovery, who often delves into locations known for eerie encounters, ranging from the spectral to the cryptozoological. His videos document his solitary journeys into the unknown, capturing the raw tension and unexplained phenomena he experiences. From haunted buildings to forests steeped in legend, Lamar seeks evidence of the paranormal and the unusual. This time, he ventures into a forest notorious for cryptid sightings, a place where the lines between folklore and frightening reality blur, leading to an investigation filled with mounting dread and unsettling discoveries. Lamar sets out for the woods surrounding the old Unica gold mine, an area linked to Bigfoot encounters according to the Bigfoot Mapping Project. Accompanied only by his dog, Kia, he plans to backpack into the forest, explore, and search for any evidence of Sasquatch activity now that the snow has melted, while remaining open to potential ghost hunting.
Everybody, welcome back to another scary, haunted, Yeti, Sasquatch night. I really don't know what to call it, but we do know that there are some sort of cryptid sightings or encounters that go on here. Now, this is the spot where Chelsea and I did a little bit of Bigfoot hunting and even recent to the Bigfoot encounters that people have had in this said forest. Now, according to the Bigfoot Mapping Project, there are 2 encounters here in this said forest, and we're gonna be today, Key and I don't know where she is. What's up, Key? Oh, you're stuck? Key and I today are gonna be taking on the Uniacke gold mine.
The journey begins with an unexpected hurdle as Lamar discovers a low tire pressure issue, forcing him to stop and inflate the tire before proceeding onto the increasingly rough terrain.
So before we get going up there, I'm a little bit short of PSI in the tire. I just had this baby plugged. So one of the plugs in this one is bullshit. I gotta bring it back. Oh my God, it's 27 PSI. It's supposed to be at 35. There we go, 35. Yeah, I gotta bring this back into the shop there. They guaranteed me that it wouldn't leak. I don't know if I can even see it from here. I do have a plug in there, but anyways.
The drive deeper into the woods proves treacherous, with Lamar navigating extremely bumpy and rocky paths, expressing concern about the challenging conditions he doesn't recall from previous winter visits.
Whoa! Man, this is bumpy. It's all right, Kiki, we got this, right? In this together? Whoa! Jesus! Yo, we were like sideways right there. Okay, hold up, Key, hold up. See, I don't remember it being this rocky, man. Man, I'm telling you, I do not remember it being this rocky. Like, it's insanely rocky. I think maybe because we came in the winter time.
His determination is fueled by past experiences and stories connected to the location, creating a sense of intrigue about what secrets the forest holds. He mentions feeling a constant draw to this spot, sensing something present but undefinable.
With the research that we've done here, I've been so intrigued by it. Like, having my own experience out of the blue, I think it was cryptid related, but even just like the other stories here, everything combined really got to me. One of those locations where you just know something's there, but you can't pinpoint it.
The drive hits another snag when they find the usual parking area flooded, forcing Lamar to carefully turn around and park elsewhere before starting the hike.
No way. It's flooded. What the? How are we gonna turn around? Okay, so thankfully I got this thing turned around, but we have a bit of an issue.
As Lamar and Kia hike deeper into the woods, equipped with a new hiking backpack, he notes the picturesque yet isolating beauty of the Canadian wilderness.
All right, big shouts out to the Kingsguard backpack. This is a full-on hiking backpack. I even got the vest tucked in there. So we're all locked up. Let's do this. Wow, what a view. This is like a postcard though. Yeah, I bought this bag, this hiking bag, so I could lug like 3 to 4 times more as much stuff.
He explains his filming setup, using his phone initially to conserve the GoPro's battery, which lacks a charging handle after breaking during a previous investigation. Almost immediately after starting the walk, an unsettling feeling washes over him, the distinct sensation of being watched.
You're good, okay? So I am starting this video off on my phone. It's kind of a funny story with it all. Now, the handle that I had to the GoPro was a charging handle, and that broke the last time well, really not the last time, I guess like maybe 6 videos ago when I went to that skinwalker cabin and I stayed the entire night. I accidentally broke it on that night. So I'm trying to preserve the battery to the GoPro as much as possible because I don't have a battery pack. Feel really weird though, like really weird. Something weird is in the air tonight.
The exploration takes an unexpected turn when Lamar stumbles upon a bizarre scene. An old car crash site deep in the woods, complete with car seats, parts, and even a suitcase scattered down an embankment.
Yo! What is that? Yo, that's a car seat. Yo, there's a bunch of car parts. Couches over there. Man, all of the parts are just everywhere. All right, Keith. Yo, there's a full-on car down here.
He speculates on the vehicle's age, possibly from the late 60s or 70s, finding the discovery both epic and perplexing, unsure if it was a crash or an old dumping ground.
Crash, I guess? I don't know if it was a crash or an old dumping grounds. Wow. This is epic. Yeah, I don't even know what this would have been. This was probably late 60s into the 70s. No, it doesn't say anything. I don't know if you guys can kind of tell by the, if you're car people, let me know. There's a suitcase down there. Yo, maybe an old Chevy? I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't think there's any logos. Could be an old Ford, maybe an old Chevy.
Continuing the hike, Lamar reflects on the challenges of Sasquatch hunting compared to ghost hunting, emphasizing the rarity of finding concrete evidence.
Purpose of this video was to just see if we can find any Bigfoot evidence. Let's go. If not, that's totally okay. You know, the one thing about doing this Sasquatch hunting stuff, it's such a different type of hunting. You know, like, it's so difficult to really hunt for this stuff when it really is still so undiscovered, right? Like, you can hunt for ghosts. It's pretty easy to just straight up hunt for spirits, but yeah, and usually people set the bar so high. They're like, oh, a Bigfoot video, let's click on it, expecting to see evidence of Bigfoots or Sasquatches. Now, you can't set it that high because it's really rare to me, first of all.
His unease grows as he hears what sounds like a human voice, though his lavalier mic, focused on his own voice, might not capture it.
Yo, I swear I just heard a voice. I only have the lav mic on right now, so I swear I just heard like someone talking.
He discovers more oddities, including strangely broken and positioned trees, noting some appear chewed up or split unnaturally.
So we got our first clue. That could be natural, but you never know in this world. The hell? Why are these all in such weird conditions? Just a bunch of weirdness. Like, even back there, some of the trees are chewed up.
As they approach a clearing near an old stone wall, Lamar recalls a previous terrifying experience, hearing an aggressive dog-like howl, speculating about dogmen.
Outside of the winter time, I think this is where I was supposed to go. Yeah, look. First times ever coming here in the winter is Chelsea and I heard this strange freaking dog howl. It was like this raging, aggressive, like really aggressive sounding like a coyote mixed with a dog. It would have easily been over 120 pounds. Whatever animal that was, easily over 120. It was yapping, just like attacking something. Never heard a thing like that in my life.
The area reveals more strange tree formations. Trees snapped and jammed between others, ripped from the ground, seemingly placed intentionally, which Lamar interprets as possible signs of unusual activity.
Yo, look at the destruction here. Whoa. You guys have seen our Bigfoot series, man. In between trees. It's so odd how it does that. It's weird how, like the majority like this, jammed in between two trees, ripped completely out of the ground. Look at that. Like, look at this. In between those two trees, even this, placed just like that. Placed.
He hears a faint, distant whoop sound, further adding to the mystery.
I heard a whoop, a very faint, distant whoop. Just whoop. It would have been way over there.
Deciding this clearing is the spot to rest, Lamar discovers more man-made remnants, like a small stone foundation, unseen during winter visits. He prepares to build a bonfire and cook, acknowledging a change of plans due to the discoveries and the encroaching darkness.
I think this is where we're gonna set up camp for the night. We're not gonna stay the full night, but maybe make a bonfire. Dude, what the hell? There's even like a little stone foundation here. If anyone's into mining, I'm just gonna hop into the bonfire just because it's really hard with her. I wanna keep an eye on her, but also like, I wanna make sure I can set up my bonfire area before it gets dark. I did a bit of quick thinking, a little change of plans. It's really weird right now because I'm seeing like all of this different stuff that I didn't get to see in the winter time. I guess the snow is over top of it. It's actually really crazy because I have no idea if this was a dump. I have no idea what this is. I'm seeing a lot of like man-made structures, foundations and stuff that I didn't see in the winter time. So I'm kind of stoked that like maybe there's something here that still kind of resonates. Maybe it's a haunting, maybe it's a place where Bigfoots go. I don't know. But this is where I'm gonna be for a bit. Maybe we'll go down the path in a bit, but I'm gonna start making the fire and
While gathering wood and setting up, he continues hearing faint sounds, possibly ATVs, but sees no one.
it's weird. I'm hearing like off-roading vehicles, ATVs, I think, but no one's coming up. It's kind of weird.
With the fire going, Lamar decides to use his spirit box. Almost immediately after explaining the device, he believes he hears it respond with the word cool.
What's that device?
Now that device is a box where I can hear voices from the spiritual realm. So if you're a passed on entity, you can talk through that and it will... Holy shit, it literally said cool. I'll show you guys that.
Knock.
No way. Yo.
Generosity.
Literally said cool right after I explained that.
He asks questions about who might be present, receiving responses that seem to be female names like Marianne, Katie, and Sarah, and mentions Gertrude. The box also issues a warning, please be careful here.
Katie and Sarah,
Amaze.
are you a part or connected to the gold mining town here? I'd love to know.
Marianne.
Marianne.
Please be careful here.
Please be careful here. Okay. Appreciate that. What's that?
Gertrude.
I remember how I died, and Gertrude.
The atmosphere intensifies dramatically. Lamar hears distinct branch snapping sounds nearby, putting him on high alert.
What the f was that? I just heard branches snapping. Good girl. Good girl. snapping from behind.
He describes an overwhelming feeling settling in. Intense, possibly an animal like a bear, or perhaps a Sasquatch, or even a hostile spirit. Kia's behavior also becomes unnerving as she sits fixated on parts of the forest.
I don't know what this feeling is. I don't know what this feeling is. It's crazy. Like it just got intense. Like either an animal's with us, like a bear or a coyote, or it's a Sasquatch. Like straight up, like I'm not joking, like my emotions are starting to run high. I'm starting to feel like something here is getting hostile. Kia's been sitting down, looking into random parts of the forest. It's trippy, to be honest. I'm starting to think that this is not an area that happened naturally. I just have it in my gut. Something here occasionally comes, and this is its habitat. I don't know. It could be a bear, for all I know, but...
The spirit box seemingly instructs him to go through here and mentions location, solidifying his decision that it's time to leave due to the palpable hostility.
Where? Go through here? I don't know where it means. Go over where? Let me know. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put this fire out. I'm gonna start making my way back.
Location.
The hike back is fraught with tension. Lamar keeps his recording going, documenting the journey out as he hears more noises and feels an oppressive presence.
Making our way back, okay? So I'm officially on my way out right now. I keep hearing something in here. Now keep in mind, I don't think I'm gonna film the whole way out, but I might keep it recording just so it can document anything that could possibly happen.
He hears movement nearby and feels something is legitimately close, but unseen. Kia exhibits reluctance to follow him into a specific area, reinforcing his fear.
Hello? What the Yo, it's creepy as hell, man. Someone over here? Or something? But something's here. Something is legitimately in front of me. I just can't see it, but I can hear it. Wow, that's weird. You don't want to go with me? Yeah, something's back there. She didn't want to follow me. All right, babe, let's go. Let's go.
The feeling persists that a beast inhabits these woods.
Really does feel like there is a beast or something that lives out here.
Nearing the abandoned car site again, Lamar spots something chilling. A pair of glowing eyes staring back at him from the darkness near the wreckage.
Where that abandoned car is. Yeah, it's down there. Oh, I see eyes though. See that? It's glowing. I'm zoomed in the max that it can go. It's straight up glowing.
This sighting cements the hostile feeling he's experienced, describing it as feeling preyed upon. He emphasizes his role as an empath, trusting his gut feeling that they were in danger.
Something is looking at us. Like it's trip. I'm coming, baby. I don't know, for everyone that's new, I'm an empath. I've developed this ability over the span of like probably 15 years, well before I started the channel, and yeah, it's become really strong. I've learned to trust my gut. I'm just getting a weird feeling. It's very hostile.
Safely back at his vehicle, Lamar reflects on the night. While he didn't achieve his exploration goals due to the late start and hostile atmosphere, the experience was intense. He acknowledges the strange sounds, the unsettling feeling, the spirit box responses, Kia's behavior, and the glowing eyes as evidence of something unusual and potentially dangerous in the forest. He concludes that the location warrants further investigation, possibly with backup, due to the palpable sense of hostility encountered. This investigation highlights the unpredictable nature of exploring locations steeped in cryptid lore and paranormal claims. The combination of unsettling sounds, strange environmental clues, unnerving feelings corroborated by his dog's behavior, direct spirit box communication, and the sighting of glowing eyes paints a picture of a location inhabited by something unknown and seemingly territorial. Lamar's raw experience serves as a chilling reminder of the potential dangers, both seen and unseen, that can confront solitary explorers in the wilderness. The question remains, what truly lurks in the Unica gold mine woods? Was it residual energy from the mining past, territorial spirits, a watchful cryptid like Bigfoot or a dogman, or a combination of forces? Lamar's experience suggests that whatever resides there is aware, potentially hostile, and capable of making its presence intensely felt, leaving visitors with a profound sense of unease and a warning to tread carefully in the encroaching darkness. Still reeling from that moment? Hold on tight. Things are only getting darker. Picture this: a chilling encounter deep in the heart of a shadowy forest, where every rustle and whisper feels like a warning. Meet Felipe Sena, the adventurous creator behind the Felipe Sena YouTube channel. Known for his courage, Felipe often ventures into places others would actively avoid, seeking out locations steeped in legend and fear. From abandoned buildings to haunted landscapes, he documents his experiences, pushing the boundaries of exploration. But one night, while attempting to camp on a notoriously haunted road, Felipe would discover that some legends feel terrifyingly real. On a gloomy day, Felipe set out towards the most haunted road in the Sertãozinho countryside, intending to spend the entire night there alone in his car.
How are you all? I hope so, my friends. Where am I? Look, on the most haunted road in the backlands. I'm driving with just one hand. It's bad and the road isn't very good and it's going to rain, family. I'm alone today.
The journey itself was unsettling. The road was rough, a storm was brewing, and the isolation was palpable. He navigated the poorly maintained path, noting the creepy atmosphere amplified by the impending rain and the dense surrounding woods.
It's a sinister place. Wow, it's going to rain, guys. When it rains, the atmosphere gets even more sinister. This is the most haunted road here in this little backlands where I am. Backlands in the interior of Hydroland, Sierra. Look, the car goes over there, guys. Look there, look.
This road, located in the interior of Hidrolandia, Ceará, carried stories of strange sightings from locals who dared to traverse it. As he drove deeper, Felipe pointed out landmarks, including a notoriously haunted house that locals spoke of with fear, reinforcing the area's grim reputation.
There's a haunted house here on this side too. I camped here by the river nearby. I'm not going to lie to you, man. Haunted house over there, look. People say it's quite haunted at night.
He eventually reached a desolate spot along the road, marked by a small shack and a newer, yet still abandoned-looking house, deciding this would be his base for the night's investigation.
Hey, we're going to record here, family. Look, here's where we're going to stop to camp, guys. Stop here. No one lives here, family.
He mentioned the local belief that lingering in the middle of this road could attract both good and bad spirits. Initially planning to build a campfire, the worsening weather, marked by lightning, forced Felipe to reconsider. He decided the safest option was to remain inside his car for the night.
Yes, family, I didn't even remember what I was going to say. I froze now. I got scared. I was going to make a little bonfire out here. It wasn't a bonfire out here. It's lightning. I'm going to stay in the car. This is the road, family.
Before attempting to rest, he recounted local legends associated with the road, including tales of a mysterious lit lantern chasing travelers, adding to the heavy sense of dread.
If you can see there. I'm going to leave this bed there on as long as the battery lasts. See if we can pick up anything here on the road, if we hear the sound of leather dragging. People say there's a light.
He set up his camera, hoping to capture any unusual activity while he slept, then settled into the back seat, the eerie silence broken only by the distant storm.
No terraces. Now I'm going to close the windows, family, or if I should lie down here. I think it's more protected back there.
Sleep proved difficult in the cramped, unsettling environment. Hours passed uneventfully until, deep into the night, a sudden sound shattered the quiet.
I heard something trying to open the car door, family.
Felipe jolted awake, convinced he had heard someone or something attempting to open his car door from the outside. The sound was distinct, terrifyingly close. Overcome with fear, his body reacted instantly, shaking uncontrollably, goosebumps covering his arms.
I give up completely, family. Look, my God, man, look at what's going on here. Look at my arm, look.
The realization that something unseen was just outside his car, actively trying to get in, was paralyzing. Abandoning all thoughts of staying the night, Felipe knew he had to leave immediately.
My God. I was going to sleep here, guys, but there's no way I could stay here, family. Damn, it's crazy.
The planned investigation turned into a desperate escape as he quickly started the car, his fear palpable. The darkness outside seemed menacing, and the drive back felt longer, fraught with the terror of what might still be lurking just beyond the reach of his headlights. While Felipe managed to drive away unharmed, the encounter left a lasting mark. What was outside his car that night on the haunted road? Was it a prank? A person with ill intent? Or something connected to the road's dark legends? The thought of being trapped, vulnerable in his car, while an unknown entity tried to gain entry, is a chilling reminder that sometimes the safest seeming places offer no protection at all. Felipe's quick reaction likely saved him from finding out exactly what was waiting in the darkness. Certain questions are best left unanswered, but maybe it's the thrill of the unknown that draws us in again and again. Meet Luke, the adventurer behind the channel Wilderness Wonders, who thrives on solo expeditions into the most remote and challenging terrains. His journeys often take him deep into areas steeped in local lore and unsettling history, pushing the boundaries of exploration and endurance. He documents his raw encounters with the wild, but sometimes the wilderness whispers back in ways that defy easy explanation. This series of trips would take him to a place known ominously as the Devil's Throne, a location that tests not only his survival skills, but also his perception of reality. Luke's initial trek up the Devil's Throne Trail in western North Carolina was immediately met with harsh conditions. A steep, unpopular path battered by pouring rain.
The skies have opened up and it has been pouring. Whew. It is coming down right now. You might be able to tell in the video, you might not, but this is just about straight uphill. I'm in western North Carolina right now on a trail that's not very popular. In fact, I haven't been able to find a lot of information about this. Let's check the elevation here. So as it stands right now, 4,800 feet.
He noted the trail's foreboding name and the lack of information surrounding its origins, adding a layer of mystery to the already challenging ascent. The difficult terrain, slick with wet leaves and rocks, presented constant physical danger. His unease grew when the natural sounds of the forest were pierced by something less identifiable.
That's weird. I thought I heard footsteps. I couldn't tell if it was in front of me or behind me. I could just hear wet stomping. I know one thing for certain.
He distinctly heard wet, stomping footsteps, seemingly shadowing him, despite being certain he was utterly alone on the remote trail. Later, more rustling and stomping noises echoed from the dense woods nearby, which he initially dismissed as a possible bear, though the feeling of being watched lingered.
I thought I heard footsteps. I couldn't tell if it was in front of me or behind me. I could just hear wet stomping. I know one thing for certain. I am out here by myself. The pullover to get onto this trail is big enough barely for my truck. So nobody else is up here. Well, no human anyways. Do you all hear that? Let's go down here real quick and see if we can see it. Okay, well, I looked. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep going. Whatever it was, I'm not going to chase down the mountain. The odds are it was a bear.
Returning a year later, Luke found the chill in the air matched by a renewed sense of the uncanny. He recounted the previous year's unsettling pursuit by unseen footsteps.
It was storming the entire time. Water was just racing down this trail here. And as I was hiking up this mountain here, I started hearing footsteps. Something was behind me and following me. As I hiked up the mountain here, it continued to follow. Once I got to the top, I didn't hear it anymore. But as soon as I started back on the trail to go back, it was there with me. And it followed me all the way down to the parking lot.
This time, his research had uncovered local legends tied to the Devil's Throne. Tales of Bigfoot sightings, and, more disturbingly, Cherokee folklore about a witch with black eyes said to haunt the mountain, causing hikers to feel watched or followed, mirroring his own experiences.
But I will tell you this. Once I got home, I researched this area some more, and there are in fact Bigfoot sightings out here. I have also found some interesting stories concerning this area that tie back to the Devil Throne's name. Once I get up here to the top and we make lunch, apparently the Cherokee believed that there was a witch that lived up here on top of this mountain, and the witch had black eyes. That's somewhat interesting. That does go hand in hand with like the being that was seen out here, the Bigfoot thing or whatever you want to call it. I personally find that to be rather intriguing. What about you all? To this day, there have been paranormal activity recorded up here. I've seen numerous reports where people stated that when standing on the cliff up here, it felt like someone kind of pushes them towards the edge. After the Cherokee Indians moved out of the area, the folklore continued. And according to what I've been able to uncover, the witch with the black eyes, she roams the forest up here. And as you're hiking the trail, it will feel like someone is watching you. You may even get the feeling that someone is following you, which is, again, somewhat interesting since I've had that experience twice.
His skepticism warred with the mounting evidence of strangeness as he once again felt followed, and this time heard distinct, bizarre screaming sounds echoing from the woods.
I heard like a screaming sort of sound. It happened twice from over here somewhere. There are no trails out this way. There's absolutely nothing. There it is again. I have no idea what that is. It does not sound like a bobcat. It doesn't sound human either. It sounds weird. I walk back. At times, it's almost like bushwhacking. Again, everybody, we are being followed. There is something in the woods. The odds of it being a bear, it's likely. But what are the chances of that happening twice?
On his third visit, the phenomena escalated. While gearing up in the rain, he heard what sounded distinctly like a woman's voice, chillingly aligning with the local legends he'd uncovered.
I actually thought I heard something when I was putting on my rain pants. To me, it sounded like a woman's voice, which does go hand in hand with the history of this place.
Later, as he prepared dinner under the relative safety of the rock overhang known as the Devil's Throne, another bizarre sound cut through the air, close and unidentifiable.
I wonder if the camera picked that up. I have no clue what that was. Super bizarre. Okay. Okay. Dinner here?
These persistent, unexplained occurrences solidified his resolve to confront whatever lingered there by spending an entire night alone at the site.
If you've been around on the channel for a while, you know that I'm a skeptic of these things. I'm interested in them, but I'm a skeptic. I haven't seen anything to say this place is haunted or Bigfoot is here or anything like that. I can say though, I've had some interesting experiences here. Experiences that I cannot quite explain. I've been followed by something in the forest that I haven't been able to see. I've heard footsteps chased after them, haven't found them. I've definitely had my share of audible oddities. I guess that's the way you could say it. And with that, there's enough reason to come back for a fourth trip.
The fourth trip, dedicated to the overnight vigil, began ominously. Luke reported strange experiences, including hearing footsteps and chasing something unseen, before even reaching the summit.
I've experienced some odd things. Already, I've had 2 experiences just coming up the mountain here. I'm not alone up here. Something is with me. I hear footsteps, I drop my pack, I take off running, I can find nothing. I make it back to my pack, I'm hearing footsteps again.
Upon arrival, the atmosphere felt heavy, compounded by a sudden, severe weather forecast, predicting torrential rain, damaging winds, and even tornadoes, a danger far exceeding his usual storm encounters.
Showers with thunderstorms possible after 4 a.m. Some of these storms can produce heavy rainfall, patchy fog after 11 p.m. Windy, south-southeast winds 22 to 32 miles per hour with gusts up to 50 miles per hour. Rainfall amounts between 1 to 2 inches. That, everyone, is the official forecast. We also have a hazardous weather outlook in place. A powerful storm system will impact the region this evening into tonight, bringing heavy rain and severe thunderstorms. The main threats from these storms are going to be damaging winds and tornadoes. They were not calling for this earlier. A strong tornado or 2 cannot be ruled out. Additionally, locally heavy rainfall may result in flash flooding conditions. There's a wind advisory in place. Strong to severe thunderstorms may redevelop Sunday afternoon, but the confidence is low. So, folks, that is what is coming in tonight, going into tomorrow morning.
Despite the extreme risk and a palpable sense of dread that settled on him upon reaching the top, he decided to stay, committed to experiencing the Devil's Throne through the night.
I love storm camping, right? But I don't want to camp in a tornado. Nobody does. That's dumb. I would love to see one, right? But I don't want to camp in one. Because it's so late and because we're here, I'm going to stay. Already it's about 7 p.m. So in just about 20 minutes, it'll be dark. Very interesting, my friends. Very interesting. My plan is to camp underneath this gigantic rock. I do not have a tent. I do not have a tarp. I could just feel it. Maybe it's the atmosphere, maybe it's the conditions, maybe it's the weather coming in. I don't know. I think the best way to describe it is like a weight on my shoulders, a level of stress that I don't normally have, you know?
I made it to the top, and all of a sudden I just started feeling it. And that does go hand in hand with the legacy, with the history of this place, with the mythology, whatever you want to call it. This place is just so unique.
As night fell, Luke settled into his chair beneath the massive rock overhang, foregoing a tent to remain exposed to the elements and any potential activity. The strange, unidentifiable noise returned, seeming to move around the area, sometimes loud and close, other times distant.
Unfortunately, it's too foggy, the rocks are too wet to go mess around in the dark. Every time I hear it, it sounds like it's in a different place. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be coming any closer. Like when we were eating, it was pretty loud, but now it's fairly far off. And that makes it kind of strange, you know what I mean? I don't know. Everyone, I'm gonna turn the light out, kick back, relax, just listen to the wind.
He recounted past unsettling experiences with EVP recordings, contextualizing his cautious approach to labeling the sounds while acknowledging their undeniable strangeness.
One, we were at this graveyard pretty far from here, not even close. Anyways, it was late at night. We were taking turns like up at the graves, and each of us was like recording our own EVP session. And so I'm standing there, and it's dark, really dark. I have no lights on. There was just enough moonlight for me to be able to see like the silhouettes of two large tombstones in front of me. And as I'm standing there, you know, I'm saying, you know, if you're out there, give me a sign or something like that. Over the audio, there's a voice that says, "I want to see you." I mean, folks, nobody was around me. Nobody was even close. I have no explanation. I have no idea. The other EVP that I caught that was really, really strange took place at this large abandoned building. I'm not going to say what it was. Anyways, we were in like the lower level, and I'm with a whole group of friends. And these friends didn't necessarily get along very well, right? So it's like some of my buddies, and they just did not like each other. And so there was two, Chris and somebody else, and I can't remember who right now. Anyways, they were kind of like arguing back and forth. Don't even remember about what now. But like while they were arguing, I was doing an EVP thing. There was this voice, and it was like over the top of everything. And we did not hear this when we were there, but it was like this laughing sound, and it sounded so digital, mechanical, and weird. That's the only way I know how to describe it. It was very, very bizarre. Very bizarre. Definitely gave me the creeps when I heard it. It wasn't one of us. Nobody was laughing. In fact, I think we were all getting irritated.
The night became a tense waiting game against a backdrop of escalating weirdness and incoming fury. Sleep was fleeting, interrupted by the persistent, bizarre noises that seemed to echo from all directions.
And the rain and the storms are getting very close. They should be here within the next hour or two at the latest. The night has been interesting. I snoozed about 20 minutes so far, but it's been difficult. I've just been hearing some weird stuff, like all over the place. Weird noises. I still have the feeling like I'm being watched.
At one point, the sound seemed terrifyingly close, possibly emanating from directly on top of the rock shelter he was under.
I could be wrong, but it almost sounds like it is on top of this rock that we are underneath. Unfortunately, it is still so freaking foggy. I don't feel safe trying to exit this area right now.
Around 4:30 a.m., the storm hit with full force, unleashing torrential rain that began flooding his shelter and winds that roared like a freight train through the high peaks above.
There is so much water pouring off this rock, coming down, hitting the ground. At any moment, the little stream that comes through here could begin. I've been dozing for about an hour, and what woke me up was the sound of the roaring wind. You can hear it. It's high level, high above this rock here, but it is roaring. My plan is to turn the light back off.
Surviving the tumultuous night, Luke greeted a drenched dawn. The shelter area was partially flooded, and the evidence of the wind's power was undeniable.
And that's amazing, because it was one wet, windy night. The entire area here is flooded. There's a stream of water coming through. More impressive than the rain last night was the wind. Around 5:30, 6 o'clock, it was on.
He had rested little, his vigil marked by the constant barrage of weird sounds, culminating in the unnerving sense of something directly above him on the rock, though he saw nothing conclusive.
With this trip here, I accomplished exactly what I wanted. I wanted to come here to the Devil's Throne, and I wanted to experience what it was like to camp out at it. I didn't really want to sleep. I wanted to be awake for anything that happened. Did anything happen? Yes and no. I heard a lot of weird stuff, but I didn't actually see anything. At one point in time, it sounded like something was on top of this rock.
Accepting that the Devil's Throne held mysteries he might never solve, he decided his multi-year investigation of the site was complete, packing up his gear to leave the enigmatic location behind.
So, ultimately, I've done what I wanted to do, wanted to accomplish here, and for now, I am done with this area. This is a really cool spot. One day, I will come back and I will do like a winter storm camp in this area. One day. Cheers, everyone. It's not all that cold. I want to say the temperature has actually gone up over the course of the night. Say goodbye to the Devil's Throne for a long period of time. I've done everything that I wanted to do up here. It's hard to believe, but I've been coming out here for over 3 years. 3 years, everyone. And I still have no idea what exactly is going on. The truth is, I doubt I will ever know. Some things are just a mystery, and I think that's how it's going to be here with the Devil's Throne. And that's okay. Not all mysteries need to be solved, right?
The persistent nature of Luke's experiences at the Devil's Throne, the recurring footsteps across multiple trips, the feeling of being watched aligning with local folklore, the bizarre and unidentifiable sounds that seem to interact with his presence, paints a deeply unsettling picture. While Luke maintains his skepticism, the consistency and escalation of events documented over 4 separate visits suggest something profoundly strange inhabits that remote peak. What truly chills is the combination of these potential paranormal encounters with the very real dangers of the location, the treacherous terrain, the extreme isolation miles from help, and the volatile mountain weather capable of producing life-threatening conditions like flash floods and tornadoes. Luke's solitary vigils highlight the thin line explorers walk between confronting the unknown and succumbing to the raw, untamed power of the wilderness. His experiences serve as a stark reminder. When you venture alone into places shadowed by dark legends, the environment itself can be as menacing as any specter, and you must be prepared for both. There's something unsettling about not knowing what lurks beyond the trees, a quiet, creeping fear that reminds us how little control we have in the wild. But that uneasy feeling is nothing compared to what happens next. In the upcoming camping vlog, the real terror begins. On May 27, 2023, a YouTube channel named Michigan Rips posted a chilling video. Typically known for sharing high-adrenaline motorcycle rides, races, and off-road adventures, the channel took an unexpected turn with this footage. The video begins with the rider navigating through dense woods on his motorcycle, when almost immediately, something completely unexpected occurs.
What? Nope. Nope.
If you do, can you like,
I don't know, possibly turn around and try to find me. I'm going to be taking this trip.
Okay.
I appreciate it. I really do. Like, I've been looking for
Suddenly, a man appeared out of nowhere near the trail, walking in an unsettling, almost unnatural manner. As he approached the rider, he explained that he couldn't find his car and seems disoriented. Wanting to help, the rider continued down the trail to search for the missing vehicle, but when he reached the area, the man described, what he found was far from what he expected.
It's about 3 minutes down the trail. Yep. Yep.
Strangely, at the end of the trail, the rider discovered a car wedged in the middle of the path in terrible condition. It looked as though it had been abandoned for decades, rusted, weathered, and almost ancient, with its tires either missing or completely out of place. Puzzled by the sight, the rider turned back to inform the strange man about how far down the trail his car actually was. Although the rider told the man where his car was, the entire encounter remained deeply unsettling. To this day, no one knows who that man was, how his car ended up abandoned deep in the woods, or how he had survived for 2 days just wandering around. Was he simply lost, or did he have more sinister intentions? These questions remain unanswered, and perhaps some mysteries are better left unsolved. Were these 5 encounters unsettling enough for you? If so, brace yourself. What's coming next will have you second-guessing every shadow, every sound. Trust me, this one will leave you terrified. Meet Tyler, the creator behind the YouTube channel Tyler Wood Camping. His channel usually features peaceful excursions, showcasing truck modifications for camping, outdoor cooking, and enjoying the tranquility of nature. Viewers join him for relaxing trips, often accompanied by friends, sharing tips and enjoying the simple pleasures of camping life. But one fateful evening, a planned quiet night under the stars would transform into a harrowing ordeal, proving just how quickly serenity can turn into chaos. On this particular trip, Tyler arrived at the familiar Yellowbanks campgrounds, ready for another adventure. He shared updates on his truck's sleeping quarter modifications, showing off the new carpet additions he'd installed himself, a budget-friendly alternative to a pricey professional job.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I am out here at the beautiful campgrounds known as Yellowbanks. I did some few modifications to the truck, as you guys are going to see. Everything's still not complete. I learned on going on each adventure that I'm going to keep adjusting the sleeping quarters that's going to work best for me. So I did do a little bit of modification, and here we go. We got the back. As you can see, I did add some carpet, but I did add carpet to the top. It's not all complete yet. Like, that corner's not complete, nothing down along the window, but yeah, so I did add the carpet on top and on the bottom.
The plan was simple: set up camp, enjoy some food including his grandma's SOS recipe, and perhaps sample some drinks he'd brought along. His friend had his own distinct teepee-style hot tent set up nearby, adding to the cozy campsite atmosphere despite an initial forecast of storms. As Tyler and his friend settled in, the atmosphere began to shift. The initial weather concerns seemed to materialize as their phones suddenly blared with tornado warnings.
I don't know if you guys can hear that. Our phones are going off saying that we're in a tornado warning right now.
Despite the local tendency to treat such warnings lightly, the distant sound of tornado sirens soon became undeniably present, growing louder and closer.
Yeah, that's getting loud. It's getting closer.
A sense of urgency crept in as Tyler decided it was best to start making dinner quickly, just in case the situation escalated. The plan was still fluid, ready to pack up and leave if necessary, but the storm seemed to be intensifying rapidly. The tension snapped abruptly. Mid-preparation for dinner, with the sirens wailing, the situation became critical.
All right, we might have to abandon. Come on, let's go. Come on.
A sudden, urgent need to escape replaced the calm campsite routine. They had to abandon everything: the food, the setup, and flee immediately as the storm bore down on them with terrifying speed.
Come on, let's go!
In the immediate aftermath, the scene was one of devastation. His friend's shelter was gone, Tyler's truck slightly battered, and their dinner scattered. The relative calm that followed the intense winds felt surreal.
Oh man, his shelter's gone.
Windows blown out.
Well, we just lost dinner. I was gonna make SOS for you guys, but whew, okay, so that tornado just came right through. Totally took out Marvin's camp. Lifted the back of my truck up a little bit.
With multiple tornadoes confirmed on the ground nearby and their campsite destroyed, the priority shifted from camping to assessing the damage and ensuring safety.
Super crazy, everything's lost. As you can see, the whole campsite's just gone. We gotta start trying to find out exactly where everything is. Siren just going back off again. Like I said, there's three confirmed tornadoes on the ground.
Deciding to head out for food, their departure revealed the true extent of the tornado's power. The path out was littered with debris, fallen branches, and uprooted trees, showcasing the destructive force they had narrowly escaped.
Yeah, so here's what the tornado did. I think that was already there, that cut. But knocked all these branches up and over. And we got, I mean, look at this. Here you guys go, there's some more. Oh my gosh, look at that. The whole base of that tree came down from top of that.
They encountered downed power lines, severely damaged houses, and roads blocked by massive trees, forcing Tyler to carefully navigate his truck over the obstacles. The destruction was widespread and shocking, turning their familiar campground access into a disaster zone.
This whole house is gone, guys.
Their attempt to leave the area led them to encounter officials who were closing off the ravaged park. Tyler explained their situation, confirming they were the only campers present and had managed to get out safely, though their gear and dinner remained scattered somewhere in the woods.
That's why I got this plow truck, because I couldn't get through my work. Oh yeah, no, I had to run over the trees to get out. Is anybody over here at the pond? No, everyone had left. We were the only ones here. Figured I'd just let someone know, whoever knew that we were out camping, that we're good. We made it out. We just went to Burger King because I was in the middle of cooking my food right as that tornado hit. And my stove and everything just went flying out in the woods.
The officials confirmed the park would be shut down until the extensive damage could be cleared, advising Tyler to call back later to inquire about retrieving his belongings.
Now we're going to close the road and just shut this down for now until we get everything. Yeah, just give me a call tomorrow. We're just going to shut down the gate just so we don't have more people in here.
Sounds good.
The planned camping trip was violently cut short, replaced by an adrenaline-fueled escape from a natural disaster. While Tyler and his friend were unharmed, the experience was a stark reminder of nature's unpredictable power. The planned content showcasing camping life and cooking transformed into a raw, terrifying documentation of survival. Though disappointed the trip ended abruptly, Tyler expressed relief at their safety and gratitude for viewers sticking through the wild turn of events, promising more, hopefully calmer, adventures soon.
So, obviously can't camp out tonight, do all that fun stuff, so it was a wild video. I appreciate you guys who stuck through, watched the whole thing. I mean, absolutely crazy. Definitely got headache.
It was a night that proved that sometimes the greatest horrors aren't supernatural, but the very real forces of the world around us. That's all for today, folks. If you want to see more of this creepy content, click on the video on screen.